Hello, this is our database project from students 223-71553 and 225-06739. So per the specification, we're going to be going through question 4 and 5, and then we're going to be going through some of the tables that we added in as well. So starting off with our main script here, you can see we added album, artist, and at the bottom we have record label. Through our three main tables, we added them and we inserted 10 records into each table. So if you start with album, our columns are the same as in our ER diagram and our normalized tables. For data types, we're using varchar because every value is a string with a maximum length requirement. Our primary key is album ID. So you can see our inserts here. And for our constraints, all of them are not null apart from album cover art, because when the artist releases an album, they don't necessarily have to release a picture along with it. And there's no foreign key for this table. So then coming onto artist, again, our column names are the same as in our diagram and tables. Artist ID for our primary key and varchar again for the string values with a maximum length requirement. So for our constraints, all of them are not null apart from artist description and artist record label ID. The artist doesn't necessarily have to be signed to a record label to make music, and they don't have to have a description. So I'm moving onto record label. Oh, sorry. I also missed the foreign key for artist here. The foreign key is artist record label ID, which is coming from the record label table, which is the same column as record label account ID. So then coming on to record label again, we have our columns here. We're using varchar. Our primary key is record label account ID. And we have our constraints here, not null for each variable because it's all important information. You can't have the table without it. And then we don't have a foreign key. So moving on to the next table here.
This is the artist upcoming shows table, and the primary key for this table is artist shows ID, and the foreign key for this table is the artist ID, which is from the artist table. And the data type for each variable is varchar, and the constraints are not null except for a show ID, which is null because the artist may have announced a show, but it may not be decided what show yet. The next table is the user table, and the data type for each variable on this table is varchar, and the primary key is user ID, and the constraints for this table is not null because the user input every must input all info to create an account. And this is the user music history table. And the primary key for this table is user ID, and the data type for each variable is varchar. And the constraints are all not null. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to show how we insert records into our table. And to do that, we have 10 records to put into the record label table. We have duplicated some of the instances from earlier, and we have changed the primary key as to not make duplicates. So if we run it there, and then we come over here, and then we go select all from record label, we can see the new instances that we have just added to the table. And then if we do the same thing down here for using music history, we have fresh instances. We run it here, and then we come over and we select all from using music history. And then again, if you scroll down, you see all the new instances that we have created. So that is our project, and thank you very much for listening.